Hi guys, and welcome to the latest video. I was looking over the YouTube channel and I saw that we actually hadn't done a what sold video for over 3 months. So I thought, why not just put one out? It's a kind of crazy time at the moment, so I thought I'd share with you guys how we did in April. And I also picked out 10 of our probably 10 of our best sales. Now the sales that we had totaled about £4,800, so not a bad month. Not a bad month at all, bearing in mind that Beck is obviously working as well, and she's actually going full time. She's gone full time just this week. So she's actually working till 5 o'clock today. But yeah, so £4,800 in sales, not bad for April, and that's just on eBay. And we also had Amazon, which was brilliant as well. But majority of those sales came from the RC store that I have. Now I'll quickly share with you guys like the breakdown. However, not going to show you any sales from the RC store, simply because 99.9% of what I sell on there is new in stock RC parts. It's not very relatable. It's not the kind of thing you're going to find in a charity shop or an auction or a car boot once they're obviously available. So anyway, let me just switch across to the other view, and you should be able to now see the store. So this is basically showing you all the sales from the last month, i.e. April. We actually had 231 orders, which is really nice, totaling £3,670 in sales, £3,670 in sales. So pretty pleased with that. Now within that there is a breakdown that you have to bear in mind. Some of that is postage. So the actual sold amount was 3,109. With shipping it was 3,670. But we do sometimes also make a bit of profit on the shipping as well. So that's always nice. Now if I actually go across to and now show you guys what we did on the general store. Bear in mind the general store has been neglected for a while. We're very, very low on stock to list on it. However, still it wasn't absolutely terrible. We only had 37 sales versus the 230. And the amount was 1,193, just shy of £1,200 in sales. So in total about £4,800. But again, bear in mind the item total was 936. With shipping it was 1,193. So overall, really can't grumble for April. At least we had an income coming in. Obviously we're a bit worried now that the stock situation is running low. I've nearly listed all of the I've pretty much listed everything from the RC haul. There's literally a handful of items that I haven't listed yet, and that's simply due to waiting on some parts for them. And then the general store, again, there's really not a great deal around now to list. I'm kind of scraping the barrel, so there is a bit of concern on what May is going to be like. It started off strong, although the last couple of days have been a bit iffy, but April, touchwood, has been not bad. Now what I did was, like I said, I picked out 10 of our best sales from the general store, because those are all items that have been sourced from auctions, charity shops and car boots. And to be pedantic, it's been all charity shops. I don't actually think there's a single car boot purchase in here, and there's definitely no auction purchases in here. So without further ado, I'm going to just switch you across and we'll go through the sales. Actually there's one car boot purchase, and it's the first one I'm going to show you. So this is a Cunil Brazil commercial burr coffee grinder. I actually bought this for myself from a car boot for £40 ages and ages ago. I decided to list it, and it has sold a couple of times, and I mean like twice. And both times the buyer didn't pay. One of the times they made like a lame excuse. The other time they didn't even get back to me about or get in touch with me. So it was relisted for the third time, and this time it sold for full asking. The last 2 times I actually accepted offers as low as £100 plus shipping, but this time this sold for 130 plus the shipping, no offers, nothing. So it's just a commercial coffee grinder. You can see that condition doesn't mean a great deal when it comes to commercial machines, as long as they're mechanically good. You can see I've even got some coffee grounds still in there. I did, believe it or not, give it a little clean. I've obviously tested it, but I think I must have just left a bit. But the body itself, like the hopper, that's the plastic container that you put the coffee beans in, that always tends to be a little bit stain from the coffee bean oils. um, and the same goes for the dosing unit. So don't worry if you find one and you see that it's not in pristine condition. As long as it's mechanically good, and a lot of the times these things do tend to be okay. Um, there has been an occasion in the past where I've bought one, and because it wasn't looked after correctly, the coffee oils had jammed the grinding burrs together, and I needed to actually get a chemical which I kind of tipped it upside down to degrease the coffee oils, and that allowed me to unscrew the burrs. And then clean it up and sell it on. That was for a different machine, not this one. But so really nice sale though, from £40, nice little turnaround to 130 plus the £15 shipping. Moving on. Now, this was a charity shop haul from the bins, and it was an item that I was extremely excited about. This is a Team Bentley Le Mans cashmere wool blend jacket, made in England. So amazing brand, very high-end brand, high-end materials, and it just did not want to sell. Originally, I had it priced at about 120. And I would get the odd watcher, but no buyers at all. And over time, I changed the title, changed the photos to try to get it to look different and better, etc. And in the end, I dropped the price. And now I'm thinking it sold for the asking of 60 plus shipping. It was going to the US. But now I'm thinking, had I waited, maybe that customer would have seen it at 120 and bought it at 120. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments whether you think I just let this go too cheap, because I've sold like high street cashmere jumpers for like 30. So it just seems wrong that I've sold a cashmere wool Bentley branded made in England jacket for 60. Just feels, I think I've let myself down, but I'm sure you guys will be kind enough to let me know. Moving on, this is another charity shop find. I paid £2 for this. This is a Get Along Gang Haunted Badger Mansion by Tommy from 1985, playset with a figure. Now, I didn't have the whole gang. If I had the whole gang, I could have asked for over like £80 to £100. Unfortunately, I just had this moose character. Otherwise, and there's this little ghost. Otherwise, the mansion was in good working order from 1985. American Greetings Corporation in alliance with Tommy, Singapore, really retro. As you can see, the box was in really horrible condition, torn, tatty, etc. But the toy itself, including the stickers, wasn't actually too terrible, and that actually did sell for the asking of $59.99 plus shipping. So from £2 to $59.99, not going to grumble. Moving on. This is quite a nice sale. This is a Wowie Light Strike Assault Striker laser tag bundle. I bought these guns as well as two giant Nerf guns, which I still have, and it's because we're going to keep them for in the garden, for £5. So really nice little buy. £5 for these two giant Nerf Light Strike guns. They're huge with the magazines and the bipod, and then also got these along with it for a £5. Now, I had a bit of an issue with these guns because the screw that holds in the battery compartment had been threaded. Like it previously, the previous owner obviously had kind of like not used the correct size screwdriver, and they messed up the heads of the screws which keep the batteries in. Once I'd managed to get the batteries out, I very loosely put the screws in so they'll be easy to remove, and I mentioned that in the actual listing because I didn't want the buyer to get it and not know and then it create an issue. So managing obviously the buyer's expectations by just putting out there, look, the screws need replacing because they're pretty threaded. But anyway, it sold in the end for £40. Then on top of that, there was £20 shipping because this actually went all the way to Australia. So another really decent sale. So on to the fifth sale. This is a Gemini CDJ professional tabletop CD player. This actually was sold previously. I had two of these. The second one sold was returned to me because they just realized they'd bought the wrong thing, and then it was relisted. And this time, this sold for £52. I took an offer of £52 plus the shipping. So basically, they got it for 60 all in. um, and it's a Gemini CDJ203. It's a very basic entry level machine, very plasticky basic, but it does function, and it will obviously do the job for the buyer. So this was part of a bundle of stuff I picked up pretty cheap. I think I paid something like £30 for two of these and a mixer. The mixer alone sold for really good money, and then two of these have sold for really good money as well, as you can see. Moving on, camcorder. DV camcorders are always worth picking up. DV stands for digital video, and they come on. They used to record on digital videotapes, mini DV tapes. So it's a mini DV camcorder made in Japan by Sharp. This is the Sharp View Cam, and it used to actually tilt around. I don't know if I've shown that in the photos. Here's the back side of the camera in demonstration mode. There's another shot of it. Just take some nice photos as best as I could. Came with the power supply, battery and charger, and it was in good working order. No actual batteries. I thought I would get the £80 no problem on this. However, it was a little bit sticky, and in the end I got an offer of £50, and I accepted it. Again, this was bought very cheaply. I think it was bought for like a £5 by me from a local tip shop, so very pleased with that sale also. This is quite a recent order. This came in at the end of April. And this is quite surprising in a way, because it's for a very, very common old tech. This is a Pioneer DV636, a black DVD player with a built-in Dolby Digital and DTS decoder. Now, when you have old tech, you can still make some money on it. As you can see, we actually, well, we didn't get 50. I think we took an offer of 42. Let me just check that for you actually. Let me just make sure I'm giving you guys the right price. No, it did sell for asking. It sold for 50. Okay, I was gonna say it didn't, but yeah, it did. Let me say it did actually sell for the asking price of 50 plus the shipping. So even though it's older technology, it's still in demand in the right type, so the higher end. And the reason why this is a more high-end player than a standard DVD player is simply because this had a couple of SCART sockets, it had multiple digital and audio and video outs, and you've got like the analog video outs because it had the Dolby Digital decoder in it. So even if you had an amp which didn't have Dolby Digital or DTS, you could hook up phono outputs from this DVD player into the amp and get that sound. And also sometimes people use these machines as CD players in a rack mount system or a rack system, but it's just a good quality DVD player, and some people still like their DVDs. I was actually surprised I didn't get an offer on this, as you can tell, because I went to check to see if I got 50, but yeah, we actually got 50 plus shipping for an old DVD player. Again, I think we paid no more than a £5 for this item. Moving on, now this is a little bundle of Disney Infinity figures, over 35 figures. However, there were duplicates. As you can see, there were 3 Mr. Incredibles, there were 3 Sully the Monsters, and I'm not sure if there was any other duplicates. Oh yeah, there's 3 Jack Sparrows. So a lot of duplication, unfortunately, in this bundle. And I'd already taken out some of the more valuable ones that I sold separately. I sold, I think it was a black suit Spider-Man, and then Venom and Spider-Man together, and they sold nicely as separate sales. Put this lot of 35 figures up, even though there was a lot of duplication, for 50. We got an offer of $41.99 on this plus shipping, which I was happy to accept. So again, a really nice little sale. These came to me as part of a massive console job lot, which I paid £70 in total for, but that included a bunch of Wii consoles and Xboxes and PlayStations, and we were well into profit on that, so that was really decent. Moving on to the 9th sale. This is another pickup from the bins at the charity shop, and I'm really happy with this sale. I'm actually gonna have to double check what I accepted, because I'm pretty sure I accepted an offer on it, and I did. I'm glad I checked. So let me just take you back. This is a Penrith Panthers rugby shirt. I thought I would get a lot more money. This was originally up at around £50 to £60, but there was very little interest, so I dropped it down to $39.99, and I got an offer of £31 plus shipping, which I accepted. So it's like it's a pretty cool rugby top, like Australian Football League top. So the Penrith Panthers, it's from 2003, so it's pretty retro, and obviously desirable by desirable for NRL rugby fans, I guess. So I'm pretty pleased to have sold that for £31 from £1.50. Final sale. This was really good for me as well. This was again a charity shop find. They'd had a bunch of these Philips light bulbs come in, and I think I got them very, very cheap because I bought literally all of them, and I think I paid like, oh gosh, I paid pennies each, which is I think a really decent deal, and I've been selling them in like a job lot. I had two different sizes. I actually had a 70-watt size as well, which I had 5 lots of, which sold for like £30 each as well. But this is the 60-watt versions, which I only had 2 lots of, but they both sold. And this is the last one to have sold, and that sold for £30. So pretty pleased with that. So I hope you guys found that video useful or interesting. Some of the items I sold, like I said, it's a bit nerve-wracking now because we're scraping the barrel when it comes to the general store and the RC store now. So I'm not sure how May is going to turn out. I'm going to have to look to see if there is any stock I can find or anything I've forgotten about. I don't think so. And also then start looking at maybe auctions or whatever, to get in some fresh stock, because it is very sorely needed. And I've got to admit, I think I probably wouldn't have minded a bigger death pile than I thought I had at this moment. Anyway, guys, I hope this video finds you all safe and sound. Stay indoors as the message is currently. If you enjoyed it, give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.